Hope you're having an awesome day. I want to keep this video really short because it is the day of rest, and I just want to recap this amazing week. So we spent the last week talking about mindful eating. Day one, I just mentioned all the amazing benefits. And I don't think I have to reiterate the benefits because hopefully you're starting to see. But the biggest thing is that if you eat mindfully, you can be in your body and you can know when you're full. And then you don't eat as much. The weight comes off easily. That's happened for me, and that's happened for a lot of people. All these other benefits as well. Mindfulness translates into your whole life, so you can actually enjoy the moment more, and you can get in touch with your deep self, which some of you are probably going, screw that, I don't want to go there. And I'm sorry to tell you, we're going there. This week coming up is really going to be digging into that. She who turns to food. How can we make her feel loved and appreciated, and that she doesn't have to turn to food? So that's what we're going to be doing in week 3. So I'm pretty excited about that because that's a very transformational part of this. But you have to know before you can change. So the mindful eating probably brought up some things for you, felt uncomfortable, all this kind of stuff, because some of those deep emotions, when you sit with yourself, that's when they start to come up. But it's once you can actually look at them and realize they're not as scary as you thought, that's when transformation happens. So that's for next week. But benefits of mindful eating, huge. And I just also wanted to let you know that it doesn't have to look any certain way. Mindful eating for you might literally be once a month you actually come to a mindful eating meditation. I run them, almost every month, and you come and you eat lunch and you get in touch with your body. And then those effects from the mindful eating meditation translate into the rest of the month. I've had clients that have done that, and one lady just wrote me and she said she's already lost 6 pounds in a month, and she literally did nothing other than come to my eating meditation and then just tried to remember that feeling that she had during the meditation. No other structure, which I was super excited about. So, maybe for you it's putting on the audio for 8 minutes once a week and just eating something mindfully, because the more you practice it, the more it just becomes easy. What does it look like for me? Well, my coffee. I don't drink while I'm writing or emailing. I stop and I take a sip, and I taste the creamy 3% whole milk, and I taste the really dark roast coffee, and I let myself have it. Because if I don't let myself have it, I'm going to want more in about a half an hour, and this 1 cup is not going to satisfy me. And that goes with anything I eat. I used to just hate sitting at my computer working without something to nibble on. Some of you might resonate with that. And as much as I was very uncomfortable when I stopped doing that, and it took me a while, it was pointless. I was literally just stuffing my face without paying any attention to the food, and I was overeating, and I wasn't even getting mental, stimulation and, satisfaction from the food. So maybe it just means for you mindful eating right now, all it is for you is that you promise to yourself you're not going to eat while you drive. Awesome. So don't think you have to take everything in this week and master it, because that is the key to absolute failure. I've talked about perfectionism. It doesn't work on this journey. Take what you like from what I have said and leave the rest, because there's 1,000 ways to approach mindful eating. I've just taught you what works for me and what I've seen work for a lot of people, but there's lots of ways to approach the same thing. So I'm going to just post some things you can think about when you're trying a mindful meal, but it's just, honestly, you have to choose what works for you. If it just means you promise yourself to chew 10 times and try to taste what you're eating once a day, awesome. So I could go on and on about that. You can tell I'm passionate about it, but it is one of the big game changers in this program. The first thing is believing in yourself, believing you can change. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to bother to do any of this work. Eventually, when the going gets tough, you just give up and self-sabotage. So we got over that inner critic. We worked on that. There's probably a lot more work to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm still working on that. But it's a work in progress, and it's a journey, an enjoyable, joyful journey to get to know yourself. If you approach this or any other challenge from the aspect that this is going to suck, this is going to be hard, It's going to be hard. It's going to suck. But if you approach it that you're excited to learn and get to know yourself better, I promise you this journey is going to be amazing. And you're going to discover things about yourself that blow your mind. And it's really exciting. So a few things I want to say. It's going to look different for everyone, but it's important. And you could be somebody that weighs and measures their food and makes sure that they stay under a certain amount of calories and eats mindlessly and maybe be at a comfortable weight. However, that's not success in my mind. That sucks. That takes a huge amount of preparation. You don't even get to mentally enjoy your food. You feel like you have no freedom, that you're actually completely incapable of making food choices without blowing up. So people that do Food Addicts Anonymous that have success, they literally weigh and measure their food for the rest of their lives. They don't necessarily eat mindfully, but they definitely stay under the calories so that they don't gain weight. For me, you couldn't pay me to do that. I would probably rather die than do that. So you have to decide. Do you want to go on another diet and just be told what to eat and probably lose weight in the short term, but very likely 95% of people, you'll gain it back? Or do you want to do this different? And I'm getting excited and passionate because it breaks my heart to see people say, this is too hard. I can't do it. So if that's what's happening for you, please reach out to me. I can support you through this. It is hard. But anything worth doing in life has some aspects of feeling hard. But once you just get little glimmers of what your life could look like and what feeling your feelings could look like, you come alive and you'll just see this was worth it. It's so worth it. So remind you, your body is a tool for living fully. If you just weigh and measure your food and eat mindlessly, you'll never be in your body and fully live. And I find it incredible how much attention and energy and money people will spend on maintaining things like their cars and their houses and buying clothes, but they won't spend time and energy on making their body happy and learning about themselves. So you're different because you're in this group, but please remember that it's going to take conscious effort throughout the day, but it's so, so, so worth it. So I just don't want to forget anything. Yeah, you're giving yourself a home by doing this course. You're giving your feelings a home. And that's amazing. And learning how to feel your feelings without turning from them and using food to numb out is a massive part of this. And mindful eating kind of lets you feel uncomfortable, but that's what is going to help us be more aware as we come into week 3 and start to actually feel our feelings. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to tell it tomorrow, though, about what feeling your feelings can actually do for you. And I'll probably cry in the story, and I'm really excited to share it, but it was a game changer for me. The first time I noticed that I was about to eat my feelings, it took me a while to get there, but it was a bite of yogurt, and I realized I was stuffing my grief about my mom dying down with food. And you know what? Instead of eating the yogurt, I made a different choice, and I'll tell you that story tomorrow. So you didn't bring your body to Dr. Bernstein's for fat loss injections. You didn't bring your body to weight loss. You brought yourself to this course because you knew inside there was something bigger. It's not about an outside person or diet or injection fixing you. It's about you realizing you don't need to be fixed. You just need to get back to your amazing, precious self. Let me say that again. You don't need to be fixed. You are not broken. You've just had a lot of stuff happen to you throughout your life that you didn't have the proper coping mechanisms to deal with. So food became a bigger coping mechanism than was helpful for you. And, it was something that you needed to do to cope with your emotions. And I did it too. But I'm excited to teach you and show you that there's a really better way. All right, so I'm going to post some tips for incorporating mindful living into your life in the Facebook post. And I'm going to leave it with that. So the quote of today: when you are mindful about your food, your enjoyment multiplies and your need for quantity diminishes. And I know you've noticed that this week. How many bites does it take to be actually physically nourished and satisfied versus mentally? And it's pretty incredible. So again, when you're mindful about your food, your enjoyment multiplies and your need for quantity diminishes. Weight falls off, not gonna lie, it really does. It's so cool when you start to really master this. Affirmation: I eat to nourish my precious body, and being mindful while eating allows me to make the best decisions for my body and my life. Focus and share. I want you to share one way that you're willing and maybe even excited to continue using mindful eating in your day. It could be anything. Like I said, not going to eat while I drive. That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm willing to do. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome week. We're jumping into week 3, our last week together. So please share, please get back on the horse, get excited for week 3, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.